So this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a couple of days now, and to be honest, this is something I'm passionate about. So if you don't give a shit about wrestling, that's perfectly fine. It's not gonna bug me. I know this video is already gonna get demonetized because I'm just talking about wrestling. And people are thinking, oh, it's just people showing wrestling, right? It's just people showing wrestling that are getting demonetized. No, it's even people talking about wrestling that are getting demonetized. Look at Steven Larson, one of the top commentary channels for wrestling, and they do hour-long shows like every 3 days a week, I believe. They're getting demonetized just for talking about wrestling. They don't even show clips of the actual matches or anything. They just talk about it, and they're losing demonetization. And the truth is, I think that Adam from WCPW said it best whenever he talked about it not being in the same category as hate speech and that it's being mistreated. Now, I'm going to show a little bit of that clip. Enjoy. Just listen to what he has to say, and I'll be back in a minute.
12 months ago, WCPW held its first tapings in a warehouse in Newcastle with a broken roof. Back then, the idea of us doing a wrestling promotion was a very silly idea. 12 months later, it is still a very silly idea. But we are still here! We're here in Manchester for WCPW Fight Back. This night was supposed to be the first night of the new series of WCPW Loaded. Okay, so here's what happened. For the uninitiated, certain YouTubers preaching hate had adverts in front of their videos, which led advertisers to flee YouTube. To counter this, YouTube has drastically reduced the monetization of what it deems to be inappropriate content, and that includes wrestling. And that is why we're here. That's why we're doing this show for free on our YouTube channel rather than putting it behind our paywall, What Culture Extra, which we could do, and that's the only way we'd really make money off this show. We're running this show at a loss. I mean, you guys have bought your tickets, and that's paid for the wrestlers, because, just to address online, we always pay our wrestlers. But here's why I'm here. It's because this is a statement. That's what this show is. It's a statement to YouTube that wrestling does not deserve to be classified, tarred with the same brush as hate speech, because what hate speech does is it tears people apart. What wrestling does is it brings all of these people together here tonight. Wrestling is about creating a community. That's what every promotion does. Progress has its family, so does Rev Pro, so does Fight Club Pro, so does ICW. WWE has its universe. WWE is being affected by these changes. It's got to the point where I'm standing in this ring trying to make Vince McMahon money. But no, they all deserve to make that money, because YouTube, it allows us to reach our community of fans that we are building. That's what culture is. It's a community of fans who love wrestling, because wrestling, it's an art form. Wrestling is an art form. Am I wrong or am I right?
But the only thing I agree with this man on.
Thank you, one person. But we want to do this show for free. We're going to cut this segment out and we're going to put it on our YouTube channel along with the rest of the show for free, because we want you at home, we want you to share this video. We want you to, at YouTube, there is a petition going around by Heelbook. In order, that petition wants wrestling to be removed from inappropriate content. We officially endorse that petition. We're gonna put it in the description underneath this video. Read it, sign it, share it. That's what this is about. It's about making sure that wrestling gets the respect that it deserves. Okay? And I am gonna go, okay? This is, because we're here to a wrestling show, aren't we? Yeah! But just one time on this show, on a platform which can be shared, please share this video everywhere you can. I want you all to stand, if you can, for me, please. Stand. And I just want you, for everyone listening at home, for everyone at YouTube who may see this, I want you to make some noise for how much you respect professional wrestling. These people are loyal fans, and they deserve the sport they love to be treated with the respect it deserves. Thank you. Thank you so much for this.
Now, to update you all, that video has basically been demonetized. They've already received a strike on their channel for live streaming it, and they are no longer able to live stream here on YouTube through the WCPW YouTube channel. Now, I will have a link down in the description to that petition, but let me explain this. They're saying the reason why wrestling is getting demonetized is because of the violence, because of the combat, the conflict, people getting hurt. Why isn't football getting demonetized? Why isn't rugby getting demonetized? Why is hockey not getting demonetized? Huh? They all have some sort of violence and contact. Hell, there are times in hockey where two guys beat the living piss out of each other. So why is it that wrestling is getting punished? And it's not even just wrestling. It's commentary of wrestling. It's communities that talk about it. And like Adam said, it brings people together. And it is true. Wrestling brings people together. For example, what brings me and my dad together is wrestling. Every 2 weeks, we have a WWE pay-per-view, it seems like. And last Sunday, we had Extreme Rules. And what did me and my dad do? We went upstairs, we watched the pay-per-view, and we listened to the storytelling that they gave us. And honestly, that is what makes it an art form, is the storytelling. The storytelling between a good guy and a bad guy. And how that conflict ends in the end. Does the babyface rise above all the trouble and basically all the tribulations and become the WWE champion? Or does the heel crush their hopes and dreams and continue his reign of dominance? That is what it tells. One of the best storytelling I can give you is the match between Austin and Bret Hart. It was either an I Quit match or a submission match. And honestly, it was one of the best matches I've ever seen because in the end, they did a switch. In the beginning of the match, Bret Hart was considered the good guy, the babyface, while Austin was considered a heel, a bad guy. But a lot of people still loved him. Now, in this match, it was a I Quit match or submission match. I can't quite remember. And it was at WrestleMania. And what happened is basically Austin had been busted open. He was bleeding. And Bret had him in the sharpshooter. He had him down. And he couldn't reach the ropes. I don't think that even if he did reach the ropes, it mattered because it was an I Quit match, if so. But what happened is in that moment, they switched. Because instead of Austin quitting or tapping out, he passed out. He passed out from pain, and basically what happened is Bret kept the lock in. He continued to do it even after the match was over and attacked Austin, and people booed him. While Austin became the babyface, became the good guy because he didn't give up. He didn't quit. He kept going through the pain. He would rather pass out than quit to Bret Hart. And then in that moment, they switched, and Bret Hart became the heel, and Austin became the babyface. Now, to me, this is why wrestling is so creative. And that was way back in the 1990s. In 2017, we have some of the best storytelling out there. Whether it's the matches between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, or you have the recent WrestleMania match where The Undertaker officially retired, basically. And we saw the end of an era. it has some of the best storytelling you can get. And honestly, putting it in this category of hate speech, putting it in this category of non-advertiser friendly is ridiculous. Because here's the thing, WWE is making money off of wrestling, but they don't make money off their YouTube because they are demonetized. They are considered not appropriate for YouTube. But here's the thing, what do we see every month whenever we watch a wrestling event with WWE? We see an advertisement for Rocket League, Skittles, Snickers. It doesn't matter, but we still see it. And to me, that's really ridiculous that YouTube is this scared and they can't make the right call whenever it comes to certain advertisements and how to manage it. And to me, it needs to be fixed. So you're going to hear me go on a little bit of a tangent here, but listen and hear me out. Wrestling is a work. It is predetermined. It is entertainment though. The reason why it's predetermined is to entertain everyone who's been following that storyline for as many months, weeks, whatever that they have been. But the injuries and bumps they take are very real. They are very real. And sometimes you can't always protect the person you're working with. But think about this. Think about this. Remember all those sports that I named earlier? Football, basketball. I don't think I listed that, but I'm going to throw that in there now. Hockey, rugby. Think of all those sports. How many times do people get injured? Now, they have all these safety guidelines and everything to protect each other, right? So that people don't get hurt and that the injuries are decreased. Wrestling does the same thing. They don't want to hurt their fellow man. They want to make sure they're healthy so they can go and do that next game, do that next match, whatever it is. And the thing is that it is exactly the same. Injuries happen. People get hurt. So why are NFL, NHL, hockey, and rugby not getting demonetized here on YouTube, but wrestling is? A little hypocritical, don't you think? A little hypocritical, in my opinion. And for people that love wrestling, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to continue to fight, and I'm going to have the petition and the original video from WCPW down in the link down in the description below. I hope you guys will go check it out. Please sign the petition and show people that we care about this and that this matters to us. Because if we don't, things like WCPW, Ring of Honor, and all these independent promotions are going to be gone. Yes, WWE is going to be able to stick around, but still, variety is the spice of life, and we need more than WWE. If we don't, then we won't have great performers that come from these other promotions to WWE in the future. And that's going to kill the industry. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, GamerJlee signing out.